American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We put all the apps you love inside a car designed to connect you to a world of possibilities. The Connected Car by Volvo. Innovating for you.
This is a map of the pressure points on my feet.
I had flat feet. I learned where the stress was at the Dr. Scholl's Foot Mapping Center. Then I got my number, which matched the custom-fit orthotic inserts with the right support.
Go to drscholl's.com for locations and save $10.
I'm a believer.
Lowe's presents How to Say Goodbye to 1993 Forever.
Goodbye.
Hurry into Lowe's and get Stainmaster Carpet installed free by Thanksgiving.
I wish. Please.
The wish we wish above all is health. So we quit selling cigarettes in our CVS pharmacies, expanded Minute Clinic for walk-in medical care, and created programs that encourage people to take their medications regularly. Introducing CVS Health, a new purpose.
But we're almost there. If your bladder is calling the shots, you may have a medical condition called overactive bladder, or OAB.
Again? But we just went.
Ask your doctor about Mirbetriq, Mirabegron, to treat the OAB symptoms of urgency, frequency, and leakage.
Seriously? It's time to go to the doctor.
Mirbetriq is the first and only medicine in its class for OAB.
Mirbetriq may increase your blood pressure. Mirbetriq may increase your chances of not being able to empty your bladder. Tell your doctor right away if you have trouble emptying your bladder or have a weak urine stream. Mirbetriq may affect or be affected by other medications. So tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. Before taking Mirbetriq, tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. Common side effects include increased blood pressure, common cold symptoms, urinary tract infection, and headache.
If your overactive bladder is calling the shots, ask your doctor about Mirbetriq. Visit mybladder.com to see if you're eligible for a year's worth of savings on Mirbetriq.
656. Or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this.
Listen to that. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
52 minutes past the hour. Welcome back into AMHQ, and you're thinking it's time for my tropical update, and indeed it is. Take a look at this brand new Into Us surveillance video. Now, this happened during Odile. You remember that storm. The moment the eye hit the Hurricane Odile hit Cabo San Lucas, you had some damage. Then when the second side of the eye moved through, you had this. You can see someone sitting in a chair when the window shatters, the wind blows the glass straight into the lobby. Odile was one of the strongest hurricanes to make landfall in Mexico's Baja California Peninsula ever. Let's get caught up on the season as we're in the end of October right now. We know the hurricane season ends the end of November. Carl Parker, before that, I need a fashion advice from you. On Twitter, some people are saying they like the red jacket. Others are saying it's making their eyes bleed.
I
Carl,
like it.
Like
I like
it
or
and
I
eyes
want
bleed?
one. I say thumbs up and I want one. I like it very much. Good-looking jacket. And that video is incredible. Reminds me very much of tornado video. It's remarkable how quickly that wind came on. But pretty quiet season overall in the Atlantic, and not so much in the Pacific, but certainly so in the Atlantic. 7 storms so far. 6 of them have been hurricanes. 2 have been majors. Now, in terms of hurricanes and majors, we're right on the average. A lot more than last year, but not nearly as many storms. And here are the averages: 11, 6, and 2. Now, we talk about ACE. That is accumulated cyclone energy. So you take the wind, the intensity of the wind, the duration of the wind, and you add that up and you come up with this number. And in an average season, that number is 104. This year, 64. So about 60% of average. Last year, 31. So we've had 2 very quiet years. That is quantifiable with this value. And here's a look at ACE over many decades and the seasons that really pop out. 2012 with Sandy, 2011 with Irene, and then you've got 2004, of course, 2005, and 1996. But very few seasons have been quite as quiet as the last couple, and again, well off the average. So what's happening right now? Well, we are still watching Ana, mid-grade tropical storm. It's going to get caught up in these westerly winds and will bring rain and wind to the Pacific Northwest Monday night and Tuesday. Then we're still watching what is left of TD9. It's now being given a very low chance of developing, 10% chance it may come out here into the Caribbean and get going a little bit. The models are not too excited about that, but we will certainly keep our eyes on it in the coming days. Maria, back to you.
All right, Carl, thank you so much. All right, time to get our sports brains and sports hats on in the countdown to NFL Sunday.
After all that pumpkin, I mean, we can't focus on anything else, but that's why Paul Goodlow is here. And he has the possible weather impacts on your fantasy football lineup. Hey, Paul.
Hey, guys, you have food here. I will be here. But let's talk about Sunday and Week 8 of the NFL. It's right around the corner. Time to get your fantasy football lineup set up. And joining me live is Yahoo Sports fantasy expert Brad Evans. Brad, what is the best weather matchup for this week in football?
Well, believe it or not, for one of last weeks here in October, it's in Kansas City. Temps expected to be around 80 degrees, plenty of sunshine in this one. Great news for the local team. I know the Royals have been big business there in eastern Kansas, but I think the Chiefs are going to make some serious noise as well going against the rancid Rams. Love the Chiefs defense, top 5 unit this week. And I think Alex Smith, the quarterback for KC, goes for 250 combined yards and 2 to 3 touchdowns.
That's some good points pickups there as well. So which players can really go off or have a really great game because of the weather conditions?
Well, let's go down to Western Florida and Tampa Bay. Temps expected to be in the mid-80s. Of course, it's a sunshine state, so going to be splashed in sunshine there. And I like Jerick McKinnon, the visiting running back of the Minnesota Vikings in this one, a kid that's gone over the 100-yard mark in 2 of his last 4 games, and he draws a Buccaneers defense. It's allowed the 4th most fantasy points to the running back position. I think he exceeds the century mark yet again.
All right, again, great people to start. Now, what about who we should bench because of the weather this week?
Well, not necessarily weather-related because this game's going to be played in a dome, but Jimmy Graham is somebody I am very hesitant to play this week. He's dealing with a shoulder setback. The original diagnosis was a 2 to 3 week injury. He gutted it out a week ago, but posted Krispy Kremes across the board, donuts galore. I would be very leery about plugging him in against the Packers on Sunday night.
Yeah, I got bit by Graham last week as well. Now let's talk about London. It got the Lions and the Falcons playing. How's the weather over there?
Supposed to be gorgeous, believe it or not. You never know at Wembley Stadium, which typically turns into a bog when you get a little bit of precipitation, but only a 10% chance of showers. Temp's supposed to be right around 60, 61 degrees, partly sunny skies. I would start all my Lions and Falcons with confidence, although if you're waiting on Calvin Johnson's availability, if you're on the West Coast, you're going to have to get up at the wee hours of the morning as that game kicks off at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time.
All right, great advice. Brad Evans, Yahoo Sports. Thanks a lot. Guys?
Brad, Paul, thank you guys so much. And send it back to New York. And Sam, and I know Anna Rittis and I, Sam, we want a jacket too.
Small.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you Monday.
See you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Oh, wait, we have 10 seconds left, and we have sunshine showing up in New York City. Now we know you'll have an amazing weekend, at least in the Northeast. We'll see you on Monday.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Right now on Wake Up with Al, a rare tornado caught on camera in Washington State. Trail of damage stretching for more than a mile. We've got amazing video from different angles as it plows through the town of Longview.
The soggy nor'easter is soon to be headed out. It's going to take all the soaking rain and brutal winds along with it. A look at when we will finally see the sun return to New England.
We've been yelled off a property and threatened, but nothing too violent. It's part of the job.
In California, they're cracking down on residents using too much water as the state deals with a severe drought. A look at fines water bandits. That's right, people stealing water. Right here, right now, on the Power Hour of Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, October 24th, 2014. 7 a.m. on the West Coast, 10 a.m. here in the East. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al.
Yes, it is our second Power Hour of the morning. I'm Stephanie Abrams alongside Al Roker live in New York. We're kicking things off with the unexpected tornado that tore through Washington State.
National Weather Service confirming it was an EF1 with winds of up to 110 miles per hour.
The debris flying through the air moments after it struck on yesterday afternoon. You can see people lining up outside to get a first glimpse of not only the tornado and the debris, but the damage as well.
Rare sight to see. State of Washington, on average, only gets about 2 to 3 tornadoes a year.
The massive damage across this town, it wasn't too terrible.
But if you were under some falling debris like that car,
you know, something like this, then we had some problems. There were roofs that were ripped off and cars that were damaged, trees were taken down as well.
Man, that is something. It was on the ground for about 1.3 miles. From one of our top stories, the nor'easter moving off the coast, let's bring in Alex Wallace in Atlanta.
All right, Al, let's get this thing out of here. This thing's been around a bit too long. And there it is right now, working its way just off the coast of Maine. That'll continue to work towards the north and east. Still, though, flinging back some wet weather here across the state, particularly the northern areas here just north of the Millinocket area. Now, as we work our way through the rest of our day, there's your timestamp, and you can see the shower activity really going to start to fizzle out as the system moves further and further away. So by the time we get into this evening, we're basically just left with a few light sprinkles, otherwise just mainly cloudy skies here up into Maine. By tomorrow, sunny skies. A beautiful day in Portland. Enjoy that. The only real threat for showers back across parts of the eastern lake, so Buffalo may have to deal with that. Looks pretty good for the football game. That's right, some college football taking place in Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech going at it. Low 60s, a mixture of sun and clouds out there for you. By Sunday for you, it looks like a few showers across New York State while the East Coast stays dry. Boston, right around 58 degrees, and that means good weather for the Patriots. Al, Steph, back to you.
Well, the nor'easter now parked off the coast continues churning up high winds, high surf, and a steady downpour of rain.
And while not considered major by most New Englanders, the length and consistent conditions in the storm left a path of damage.
I don't think it's that bad. I think southern New England got it worse than we did.
The effect of weather for some can be a bit subjective, and the effects of this nor'easter vary greatly depending on where you lived. Michael Fabrizio just bought the Peabody Deli near Boston. For him, this is all new.
But this is pretty bad. Wow. Look at my deli sign. It's going to float away, Bree.
In Lynn, Massachusetts, flooding caused problems with the overburdened sewer system, leaving some motorists to drive through waste-laden floods.
This is sewage flows from households. It's contaminant, E. coli, other things from food establishments.
Fallen fallen trees are scattered along the Massachusetts coastline. But for one homeowner, timing was everything, as the fire department was nearby to help.
The fire department was in the process of responding up the street to another one, and I think as they were driving by, the tree rolled over, and it kind of caught them off guard.
Back on the coast of Maine, a handful of people spent the day watching the crashing waves, admiring their beauty and their power.
This to me is fantastic. I mean, we probably got, what, 5-10 foot waves out there. It just goes to show you how vicious and how the wrath of nature, you know, and how mean, I don't know, how angry the North Atlantic can get.
Now you hear those foghorns. That's really atmospheric. Well, you want atmosphere? Head down to New Orleans and be there early in the morning, and you see all sorts of interesting things. As we show you what we think is interesting, lunchtime temperatures. It's going to be 69 around lunchtime in New Orleans. Get yourself a beignet. Atlanta, 64. Same in Charlotte. Tallahassee, 70 degrees. As we look at the highs for the day, not bad. 76 New Orleans. Atlanta, 74. Charlotte, 71. But look at these temperatures tomorrow. A much warmer day in Atlanta with 76. 80 New Orleans, Charlotte 74, Memphis 83, Tallahassee 81, and Ole Miss rolling on into the Rebels. Do that Rebel yell.
Rolls. Ole Miss can't roll in.
Well, everybody rolls. You just push them. They take on the LSU Tigers. Will they be mauled? Weather is going to be pretty good. Sunny skies, temperatures low 70.
Hotty toddy.
Whatever. Okay, here's your headlines for this morning. Some incredible video from that destructive tornado in Washington State. Look at this dumpster getting shoved down the street by the winds during the height of the storm.
Those things usually weigh a few hundred pounds, and it's just being pushed around like a piece of paper. And there was debris as well tossed in the air. Luckily, no injuries. I mean, no deaths, which is amazing, but not a single injury, which is even more incredible.
All right, now let's head to Hawaii. Check out the small explosions. Oh, out of these craters.
I don't know if that's small.
Well, I guess by maybe volcano standards, it's small. This is at the Kilauea volcano. Part of the crater wall fell into the lava lake and caused the explosion.
I could watch that all day. This happened about a week ago, and the spatter from the blast landed in an area that is closed off to tourists because of the potential hazard from this volcano.
For the exact reasons.
That's why.
All right, let's take a look at last night's partial solar eclipse. As you see the moon pass between the Earth and the sun.
The original clip is 2 hours long, but we condensed it into 30 seconds so you can see what everybody else saw. It just kind of clipped the top of the sun there, and we will see our next eclipse in the United States. It's going to be a total eclipse, August of 2017, and it actually is going to span from the northwest through the Midwest to the southeast. Carbondale, Illinois was where we will see the maximum totality.
Wow, that's going to be cool. All right, let's set our calendars for that. In the meantime, let's find out what's happening a little closer to home and a little closer in time.
All right, guys, let's show you what will happen here across the Midwest through the rest of the day. Actually looks pretty nice. 50s, that's what you start out. 10 o'clock from Detroit towards the Cleveland area. A few more clouds back to the west. That includes you in and around Des Moines, but you're staying dry as we progress into the afternoon. A few sprinkles start to show up into eastern sections of Iowa, but it's all very, very light. All in all, keeping things pretty quiet by tonight. Chicago right around 56 degrees. Warmer conditions, though, along that 70 corridor, Kansas City to St. Louis. That's where you'll find mid to upper 60s. So here you are in Chicago for the next 12 hours or so. We'll start to warm up into the 60s. Really a nice day with the sun, keeping it clear and fair all the way through our evening as well. So the ride home from work should be a good one. Guys, back to you.
Well, water restrictions across California, nothing new these days.
No, all due to the state's ongoing severe drought. Now, one city's upping their efforts to help save the water. How water cops are cracking down on residents overusing H2O.
Ameriprise asks people a simple question. In retirement, will you have enough money to live life on your terms?
I sure hope so.
With healthcare costs, who knows? Everyone has retirement questions, so Ameriprise created the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. Now you and your Ameriprise advisor can get the real answers you need. Start building your Confident Retirement today.
So I was a head chef at 24. I won Best New Restaurant in the country at 31. I've published cookbooks. I've been on TV. I've relied on people every step of the way. I still do. I have to. So staying connected to those people, that's what makes me feel accomplished. They're people I connect with. that I'd sit at a table with. These are the people that I ride with every day.
This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this.
Listen to that.
See the weather like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather like never before.
Look at this.
Listen to that.
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
When you see everyone in America, almost every day, you notice a few things. Like the fact that you are pretty attached to these. Okay, really attached. And that's all right, because we'll text you when your package is on the way. We're even expanding Sunday package delivery. Yes, Sunday. At the U.S. Postal Service, our priority is, was, and always will be you.
So all of California remains in the worst levels of drought, over 80% of the state.
So it's time to prioritize water to drinking and to growing food, not to save your lawn.
That's right. Those who see it differently are coming face to face with water cops. CNBC's Jane Wells shows us and takes us on the beat.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
The U.S. Drought Monitor out this week has all of California in drought and more than 80% of the state in an extreme version of it. So there's all kind of restrictions and rules about watering, and if you break them, be prepared to meet a new type of water cop. He doesn't carry a badge or a gun, just a fine. Californians love their lawns, but the grass is now greener someplace else. Water is restricted in much of the state, and for people who break the rules,
We were sort of just done with letting people off the hook.
there are water cops.
We saw the gutter completely flooded all the way down the street.
Stephen Upton is doing a pre-dawn patrol in Sacramento. Here in California's capital, Governor Brown is living up to his name. Outdoor watering can only happen 2 days a week. And today isn't one of them.
Even if this was their watering day, this is way too much water.
Upton goes from house to house, snapping photos of rule breakers, then posting notices. First violation is a warning.
Yeah, the grass is soaking.
With a second violation, you start paying $50, then $200, $1,000.
We've had a couple $1,000 fines.
So we've gone from basically 3 people that were doing patrolling and following up on calls that came in to about 40.
Calls reporting violators are up tenfold.
And the call volume of like neighbors calling in or civilians calling in is just, it's enormous. At just a month ago, I had like 1,000 calls in my queue.
2 days of watering is about to go down to 1 for the winter, as everyone looks to the skies hoping for rain that isn't likely to come. So much for the El Nino.
Yeah, it's more like a La Nada. So.
In the meantime, Steve Upton stays at it, even if residents sometimes tell him to get off their lawns.
Well, I mean, we've been yelled off a property and threatened, but nothing too violent. It's part of the job. It's what we signed up for.
Ironically, in Sacramento, they currently ban the use of fake grass in the front yard. You can have a dead lawn, but not a fake lawn, and that is something that the city is reconsidering. Alan, Stephanie?
Wow, all right, Jane Wells, thank you so much. That's really amazing.
It is, and it's amazing they don't let them have the fake lawns because a lot of people are doing that in a lot of cities in the West.
Yeah, but I guess they're going to start rethinking that. City of San Diego also passing mandatory water restrictions. Starting November 1st, those new rules will be in effect, limiting how much residents can actually water those lawns.
Okay, so unfortunately, there's not a lot of rain in sight, but Jen, this is actually the rainy season, you know, for Southern California, at least getting into it.
We're just getting into it, exactly. And as we are just getting into it, believe it or not, we've got some rain in the forecast for Northern California. I'm going to show you how that pans out. You know, even today, maybe extreme Northern California, a couple of showers. But keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, watch the nor'easter in the Northeast spin out of here by this weekend. Tomorrow looks much better. All of these numbers that you see in orange, these are places that could be flirting with record high temperatures. We got a lot of them by the time we get to Sunday all across the Southeast. Northeast temperatures will be in the upper 50s, but you warm up by next week. But again, keep an eye on the Northwest because we will get another round of moisture to come in and we'll get some rain chances perhaps down into Northern California by the middle of next week. Back to you guys.
Jen, thank you so much. Tornado stunning a community in the Pacific Northwest. Cleanup's underway.
It is, and Dr. Greg Forbes is breaking down how the tornado caught people by surprise. It's after your local on the 8th.
It's Chevy Truck Month, time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and our big Idaho potato truck is still missing. So my buddy here is going to help me find it. Here we go! It's out there somewhere, spreading the word about America's favorite potato, heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, and the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. If you see it, I hope you'll let us know. Always look for the grown in Idaho seal.
Tomcat bait kills up to 12 mice, faster than Decon. What will we do with all of these dead mice? Tomcat presents Dead Mouse Theater.
Hey, old frick.
Hey, Ignore.
What's up with you?
Funny you ask. I'm actually here to pillage your town.
But we went to summer camp together.
Summer camp is over.
Tomcat. Engineered to kill.
How can power consumption in China impact wool exports from New Zealand, textile production in Spain, and the use of medical technology in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 70% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this. Listen to that.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? What are you doing? I can't believe you're watching this without me. We agreed we'd catch up on everything tonight. If I did this to you, you'd murder me in my sleep. You know what? Just watch it by yourself. I can't not know when I know that you know.
The latest episodes of the Top 100 shows are preloaded and ready to watch with Xfinity On Demand. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Snow on the ground, it's falling faster now. There's something in the air that brings us closer. And there's people, everyday people, oh holiday. You bring the best out of me. You bring the best out of me.
Humana now at 1-866-680-4971.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this! Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Here's that amazing video we've been showing you all morning out of Longview, Washington yesterday.
A rare EF1 tornado made its way through the town, carving a path over a mile, and it was about half the size of a football field, about 66 yards wide.
Tornado ripping roofs off buildings, uprooting trees, and shattering windows.
As we mentioned, a tornado in Washington is rare. We only see 2, maybe 3 a year, so it's definitely out of the ordinary.
So that's why we brought in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. He's got the details and breaks it down.
The state of Washington had a rare tornado today. The whole state averages about 2 to 3 per year. This one, Longview in southwest parts of Washington. You can see the counterclockwise rotation, debris being kicked around. It goes counterclockwise, and some of it gets lifted up and then drops out of the sky. And then you see the things get dragged down the road. These dumpsters here are being dragged down the road as the tornado itself moves from right to left. Now, what you don't see is a funnel cloud that goes all the way from the ground up to the cloud base. So you might wonder, was this a dust devil? No, it had attachments there. There, when we look up, there is the funnel that is showing the rotation at cloud base. So you don't have to have a funnel that goes all the way from the cloud down to the ground. You just have to have some rotation in the cloud and then the swirling motion that takes place at the ground. Here's the radar, what it looked like, and this is about 25 minutes before it hit Longview. There's Longview. The actual tornado, at least one location of the damage, is right about at the eye, the dot in the eye there at Longview. At this point, the storm was just forming. This is the Columbia River that you're seeing here. It might have gotten a little bit of extra moisture, maybe a little bit of channeled wind along the river. And as we move 5 minutes ahead of time, look, the storm there in yellow and orange explodes. And then 5 minutes after that, it begins to rotate a little bit down in this area. We go 5 minutes more along the way. And look at this. It's formed almost a donut hole there. So that probably is the tornado in progress. Then it's going 5 more minutes and another 5 minutes, and you see that little hook right around that eye spot in Longview. And if we go to our tornado debris signature that tells us if there's debris in the air, yes, indeed, we see that little blue hole there that's showing tornado debris has been lifted up by this tornado. So that is definitely a tornado that was in progress, a little rotation signature with that. We have some video also of some of the damage from the tornado. Here, this is roof that's intact. This is roof that has been taken off, and some of the debris debris then has been tossed down into the parking lot. This was probably a warehouse of some kind. And we have some other video as well. We had reports of a school that had roof damage. And here part of a wall, a cinder block wall, has collapsed down on top of this vehicle. So the video of the damage we're seeing here is characteristic of EF0 or EF1 damage. But the National Weather Service will look at the full picture. And if they see worse damage, they could rate it even higher.
And as Dr. Forbes mentioned, the National Weather Service did in fact confirm that was an EF1 tornado. Now, despite the damage, there were no reports of injuries associated with the storm. Let's move a little further south, though, to San Francisco. We've got a look now at AT&T Park. We're a little later today. Yeah, we've got a little action. That's right, World Series action. Kansas City Royals going at it there with the San Francisco Giants. The question is, will you need maybe the rain gear as you head on out to the ballpark? Well, let's focus in on what we have ongoing out there for us. We've got a storm system just off the coast. We've been bringing in a lot of moisture here into the northwest, and that's going to continue for our day. Also a bit on the breezy side as the system comes on in. This is as we head on through our Saturday, and notice these winds, 20, 25 mile per hour winds around North Bend. They'll start to come down slightly as we get into our Saturday evening. Eureka should be light. Newport there for you right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So today we still have the wet weather to deal with. Again, far northern California having to deal with it. So it looks like mostly Oregon having to deal with the shower activity. Then for tomorrow, there it is now in northern Cal, San Francisco included. And of course, we've got Game 4 action that'll be taking place. But let's focus on Game 3. And now we're looking good. Partly sunny skies expected there in San Fran. So I think you'll be just fine. No problems at all. We'll send it back to you guys.
Well, we've got more on the impacts of the nor'easter as it moves away.
Yes, moving on out. How much rain has fallen and what can we see for this weekend? We let you know coming up.
We put all the apps you love inside a car designed to connect you to a world of possibilities. The Connected Car by Volvo. Innovating for you.
Ring, ring. Progresso. It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow-simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Fatherhood. Lesson number 1.
Deep sea delight.
Pregnant wives have late-night cravings.
The ice cream, please.
Lesson number 2. Make sure you get her ice cream in a cup with a lid.
That's why you want accident forgiveness from Allstate. It keeps your rates from going up just because of an accident. Plus, when you switch today, you could save up to 10% more on your auto policy.
Just a few more ways. The good hands are doing more than ever before.
Call 866-532-0707 now.
Check out all these airline seats. Lots of them, right? But when you try to get one by using your travel rewards card miles, those seats mysteriously vanish. Why? All the flights you want are blacked out, or they hit you up for some outrageous number of miles. Switch to the Venture card from Capital One. With Venture, use your miles on any airline, any flight, anytime. No blackout dates. And with every purchase, you'll earn unlimited double miles. Now we're getting somewhere. What's in your wallet?
Sir, we're loaded and getting ready to go. We're gonna need you on the runway.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
The Dueler tires on Terrence Knighton's truck are engineered to be Bridgestone's best SUV tires, and now they have an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty.
Guess we're gonna be here a while.
First time on a treadmill?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
With an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty, the Dueler tires are Bridgestone's best SUV tires. Go to BridgestoneTire.com to find a Bridgestone dealer near you.
It's just freaking me out.
If you miss this Sunday night on the Weather Channel,
this is crazy.
You'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
Wicked Weather Sundays with strangest weather on Earth and American Supernatural. Every Sunday night at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Okay, I don't know if everyone can see that out there, but there's a bunch of debris flying around in the air, and there's a tornado, like a little tornado, going up 15th right now. I'm at the U.S.
Doing a traffic report on a tornado. I like that. This was caught on tape in Longview, Washington. We got more incredible video from different angles from the rare twister just ahead.
Plus, the nor'easter is taking its final shot. Stalking New England with final blow of wind and rain. We'll have a look at when this much-needed nasty weather is moving out.
And then later, we're going to sit down with the stars from the movie The Good Lie. Tells the story of children orphaned by civil war in Sudan, walking hundreds of miles to their freedom through brutal weather conditions. We've got the story coming up right here, right now, on Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al, with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. TGI Fridays. We continue our power hour of Wake Up with Al for October 24th, 2014.
I'm Stephanie Abrams alongside Al Roker. We have both coasts still getting hit hard, so let's get right to the coastal chaos.
All right, let's start it off in Washington State. As we've been telling you, an EF1 tornado, a rare tornado, causing extensive damage in the city of Longview, located about 20 miles inland off the Pacific Ocean, hour north of Portland.
On the Atlantic side of things, check out this impressive waterspout. This is off the Jersey Shore. Compliments of the nor'easter. And we want to take a closer look at both events. We're going to begin in Washington.
All right, we're going to head over to the Pacific Northwest, talk about this rare tornado shaking up Longview, Washington afternoon.
Yes,
wow.
And here's a look at it for you. You can see the debris in the air. You see it right there coming up. And a lot of times people will look to the sky to see that funnel dropping down. But what I want everyone to do is actually look at the ground, because sometimes you don't see that funnel going from the sky to the ground. But if you get the rotation, you're going to see the damage.
That's right. This storm ripping roofs off a building, uprooting trees, shattering windows. There's a path about a mile long. Also reports that the tornado knocked over a cinder block wall. Unfortunately, there were a couple of vehicles underneath it. Winds as high as 110 miles per hour reported.
And now we want to head to the Northeast, where we had a tornado as well, but it was a water spout. Yep. A water spout is a tornado over the water, and we had, of course, that rough surf. Some parts of the Northeast saw 8-9 inches of rain. Numerous reports of flooding in the Boston area. The coastal region was battered with waves as high as 12 to 15 feet.
Back to Atlanta and Alex Wallace for what's left of the Northeaster.
And Al's still hanging around out here, slowly moving out, but doing so. Here it is on the satellite view, the visible satellite. You can clearly pick it out spinning here off the coast. It'll continue to move its way on off towards the north and the east, so conditions will improve, but we're still stuck with the clouds and even a bit of rain still hanging out there as well, but we'll see that begin to decrease as we progress through the rest of the day. There are some of those showers right now in and across Maine. Portland seeing some of that activity. Now, the farther to the west you head, the quieter it is. Syracuse, 53 53 degrees there for you. So let's time things out for the rest of our day. The showers will really start to wind down, left with now just cloudy skies by the time we get into the rush hour around Portland. Heading into the evening, temperatures into the upper 40s, and we even see the skies begin to clear out by our Saturday morning. By 10 o'clock, Boston 53 looking at the sun. New York looks pretty good as well at 53 degrees. And for tomorrow, we've got a few showers in the eastern lakes, but that is about it. All sunshine. Now, Steph, back to you.
4 men had to be rescued off the coast of Rhode Island after their tugboat sank. It was knocked over by extremely high waves.
The men were in the water for nearly 30 minutes, cold water at that, after the boat tipped over. As Brian Crandall explains, luckily a fishing boat was nearby to help get them to safety.
It could have been a lot worse. The crew of this fishing boat was Johnny on the spot, pulling 4 crew members from a sunken tugboat out of the water in nasty weather.
And they encountered some rough seas and heavy winds. They began to take on some water. They put out a mayday call.
The 55-foot tug, Karen Jean from South Carolina, with a crew out of New Hampshire, was listing at a 45-degree angle before it went down around 6:30 south of Narragansett Bay, and the crew had to scramble.
They didn't have time to don their survival suits. All 4 were able to put on life vests, and they were thrown into the water.
3 crew members got into a life raft. The captain clung to the side. The Coast Guard sent out rescue boats, but the fishing boat Merit was the first to get there about 40 minutes later. The rescued crewmen are all okay and declined medical treatment.
Good ending. Real great that the fishing vessel Merit was nearby, able to get to these guys, pluck them out of the water.
Talk about divine intervention. Fishermen rescuing the tugboat. They said they were fixing a broken chain when they heard the mayday call. If that chain hadn't broken, they would have been back in port and nowhere near that other fishing vessel. So that was good news. As you look at Atlanta's skyline, courtesy of our friends at Coca-Cola, from the roof camera, things not looking too bad. As we look at the lunchtime temperatures out there, it's going to be nice. Atlanta, 64 degrees. Pack a nice lunch, sit outside on a beach, on a park bench, I should say. 69 New Orleans. That's right, the famous Atlanta beach. It's spectacular. A lot of surfing there. Charlotte, 64. Charleston, 67. As we warm up during the day, you look at highs that get up into the mid-70s. Charlotte, Tallahassee, 79. New Orleans, 76. Tomorrow, getting even nicer. Here's the deal. Into next week, that jet stream going to be finally lifting up and out, and those warmer temperatures will spread east. And so as we move on into tomorrow, look for those temperatures into the low 80s and mid to upper 70s, and even warmer as we move on into Sunday. Expect a high in Atlanta of 82 degrees, Tallahassee 85, Jackson 86, Charleston can expect a temperature of 82.
It's unfortunate all the pools are shut down.
Yeah, well, but still, I'm sure people will take it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's get caught on those, caught up on the morning headlines.
That's right. Dara Brown is joining us from MSNBC. Good morning, Dara.
Good morning to you both. Good morning, everyone. Happening right now, a doctor from New York City is being treated at one of the city's hospitals after testing positive for Ebola. Dr. Craig Spencer was in Guinea treating Ebola patients. He came back from the West African country last Friday. Days later, he was admitted to the hospital after complaining of not feeling well. And you're seeing the horrific aftermath of a midair collision, a plane and its parachute dangling from tree branches. 3 people on board a helicopter died after it collided with a small airplane. It happened near a public airport outside of Washington, D.C. 2 people on board the plane were treated for minor injuries. The helicopter was on a training flight, and the plane was coming in for a landing at the airport. Well, chaos and confusion over the massive airbag recall. It's now impacting 16 million cars worldwide, up from nearly 5 million on Monday when it was first announced. Officials say get your car fixed right away, but the problem is supplies are limited.
What cars?
There's
16 million of them now, so they're all
different makes and manufacturers. So you've got to go. We'll put on our website where you can go to find out your car.
I think NBCNews.com.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Dara, thank you so much.
All right, well, it's time now for a look at our day ahead.
All right, guys, let's check things out here. And, well, looking wet still in the northwest here for our Friday, mostly from Oregon and spreading its way into parts of Idaho, far western Montana. Seattle, though, looks like we get a bit of a break from some of the wet weather. Maybe see the sun try to poke through, but we'll expect more clouds than sunshine as we head through the day. By 8 o'clock, Portland still seeing some showers, but dry in Boise, 58 degrees and clear skies, and Salt Lake should be nice at 62 degrees tonight. Let's talk about Portland and the rest of the day. There are the clouds hanging around around for a good portion of our afternoon. Heading into the rush hour, could see some more showers, light rain activity with temperatures there generally in the 50s. How about sliding our way into the southeast? Beautiful weather, the exception far south Florida, where Miami's still having to deal with some more of that rain. Partly sunny skies, though, for us for the rest of the region. Temperatures warming up nicely, unfall-like with the 70s, and then we'll drop down to 55 in Jackson under the clear skies. Al, Steph, back to you.
Thanks so much. Well, it's been more than a month since Hurricane Odile slammed Cabo San Lucas,
Come
Mexico.
to your television screen because you want to see this video of surveillance cameras, okay? Look at this. Inside, this is in a hotel, and this is the guy, Josh Morgerman, that we talked to during the storm. He's just sitting there putting on his socks, and these guys, too, all of a sudden just boom. This is the backside of the storm. They got hit by the first eye wall. They were in the eye, and then this was the other eye wall coming on in.
They are so lucky because you saw that glass blow in.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that was really amazing.
And I remember him telling us that story about them going under the desk, but here's again, nothing happening, and just boom, the eye wall comes on.
At least 5 people were killed, and of course, many, many more injured. Well, we've got more coming up, from hundreds walking to miles of freedom through extreme heat.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Maybe you didn't know, people with the flu can spread it up to 6 feet away. Or that flu can make chronic conditions worse. Maybe you didn't know any of the stuff your Rite Aid pharmacist knows. But now that you've gotten your flu shot at Rite Aid, maybe you don't need to.
Ameriprise asks people a simple question. In retirement, will you outlive your money?
No, that can't happen. That's the thing. I mean, you don't know how long it has to last.
Everyone has retirement questions, so Ameriprise created the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. Now you and your Ameriprise advisor can get the real answers you need.
Well, knowing gives you confidence.
Start building your confident retirement today.
Introducing Nexium 24 Hour. Finally, the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
How's it going with Studio Man?
I think he likes me.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
I push people beyond what's expected of them.
I want to be one of the greats.
Whiplash, rated R, now playing select cities.
Americans drink 48 billion bottles of water every year. That's enough plastic bottles to stretch around the Earth 230 times. Each Brita filter can replace 300 of those. Clean, clear Brita water. Nothing is better.
Okay, Patrick, one more stop.
Let's go base, shark, blitz.
Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
43 minutes past the hour, looking live at Boston. Cloudy morning, but good news, weekend gets better.
Yes, it does, because our nor'easter is out of there. 3 strikes and this puppy is out. It's departing. The jet stream is going to dip on northbound, and we are going to see so much nicer weather. We do have another cold front, but there's limited moisture with it.
All right, so let's look at your forecast. Today, again, showers throughout upstate New York, interior New England,
look at DC.
into Maine. Yeah, but that's coming for you, Boston, as you look into Saturday.
Yeah,
sunny
buddy.
skies, 64. 70 in D.C., some clouds in Pittsburgh
like
at 65.
A boss. Mother Nature rolling like a big shot into our Sunday as well. 50s and 60s and sunshine with just a few scattered showers.
Well, we want to shift gears now. The Good Lie is a new movie that tells the story of children orphaned by the brutal civil war in Sudan. A lot of these kids walking literally hundreds of miles to freedom through sub-Saharan Africa, facing brutal conditions, including extreme heat.
Recently, Jen Carfagno and I sat down with the stars of the movie to talk about their experience. Let's first talk about this movie and what it's based on, because it's based on 3,600 experiences of different children. How do you get that into, just a few stories?
Well, I think that's a beautiful job Margaret did, because this story is set in an extended civil war between North and South Sudan that killed 2.5 people. In the center of it is the life experiences of a lost boy and girls who escaped the civil war in 1987 to Ethiopia. And that's what The Good Lie is.
Because this movie takes place in sub-Saharan Africa. Tell us about the weather and how that played a role.
I think it was very crucial in the sense that they were able to survive in these kind of conditions, because they walked for many, many miles, about maybe thousands of miles across from Sudan to Ethiopia, and then Ethiopia to Kenya. And so it's very crucial to highlight that, and the fact that it was their survival story.
The certain season where it's dry, and the certain season when the Nile is overflow. So sometimes you can really walk with no water, or sometimes you can walk. You'll be walking in water.
Which makes you, people are like, oh, I'm so thirsty, or I'm so hungry. It's like, no, you don't know what thirsty and hungry is, Arnold, one of the characters walks for miles and miles, I'm not sure which one, and actually is sunburned, and dealing with that effect. What are other elements that you guys had to deal with when telling the story?
I mean, these kids, these are young children, orphaned by war. I mean, what they went through is just unimaginable. It's crazy. Like, for a child to be going through that, your heart really melts for that. And that's what the audience will see when you go and watch the movie.
It's a story of our country as well. And so that's where we had to put our responsibility in that sense.
But it's an honor as well to be able to tell the story of our people,
Yeah. You were in Atlanta filming, you were over there filming, but when you first came here, what was it like to experience snow and cold for the first time?
Well, that's the thing. People can never get used to this snow. Even I live here in New York City. When I came here, and then it was very cold. Sometimes you don't know how to dress because we came from a warm climate, we experienced a lot of snow, and it was not a good experience. But now, it's okay.
Now you're used to it.
I'm used to the cold. I'm from London, so it's always cold in Maine there, so,
And cloudy.
And cloudy, cloudy.
That is so cool, and it opens up, I guess, nationwide today.
That it does. All right, for our next 7 days, let's have a look at Jen. And Jen, meeting them was just truly remarkable. Chills just thinking about what they've gone through in their life.
I know. It's a story that needs to be told, and we all need to see that movie, actually, to hear that story and see what they went through. Now, weather-wise, here we talked about with the actors about the cold. There's not going to be a lot of cold to be found over the next 7 days. We are going to find temperatures warming up across the middle of the country and spreading out. Look at Chicago tomorrow, hitting 70, back back to the mid-60s and sunny in the Northeast. The only exception is the Northwest. We get storm system after storm system that brings in the rain, keeps temperatures down a bit as well. Next week, we do have this little system coming in Monday and Tuesday, and behind it, we'll get more seasonal. A 65 in Minneapolis is still above average, but that's, I think, a little more like it here, close to average for Minneapolis. Out ahead of it, there'll be some showers. Southeast, Northeast looks great on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, here comes the rain, and we'll track it on Thursday, too, with that system coming in. Not the strongest of systems, but still will bring the chance for more showers back into the Tennessee Valley and the Southeast by the time Thursday rolls around. Of course, everyone wants to know, will it clear out for Halloween? And, you know, certainly that's the forecast we'll be looking at, but temperature-wise, no big cool downs coming in for the end of next week, and that's key for making your great costume. Back to you guys.
All right, Jen, thanks so much. Well, it's looking to be finally a beautiful weekend in South Florida.
After days of persistent torrential rain, flash flooding, is it still an issue? And do we still need to keep an eye on what's left of Tropical Depression 9? Carl Parker is in the house to talk about the tropics after your local on the 8s.
Making coffee?
Yeah, enough for two.
Try 4, buddy.
I'll take a dark roast.
Chai tea, please. Honey, text the man what you want.
French vanilla. Make it strong.
The all-new Keurig 2.0 is here. Brew for one, brew for all.
Sunday nights. The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's Chevy Truck Month, time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
They say his magic erasers tackle so many messes that Mr. Clean once wrote a book about them. Not only do they clean everyday dirt, they clean a lot of unexpected stuff too, like scuffed up shoes, tough stuck-on sticker gunk, and lots more. In fact, his book got so full, he made a website instead. Share your magic eraser tips at mycleanbook.com.
Lowe's presents How to Make It Quiet by Being Loud.
Shipping a brown Gratz bow is, you never Jim Jam River Flab Drive is.
What's Bon's easy drink?
Drival should would leave Murray.
Hey, Big Bog Panorama corn salad, baby. Dude, squibble beds. Mayor Yazy.
Warm-up snap, Jebby roll on Jim Big Dito Flosh.
Now's the time to get in the loop. Just look for our fall TV picks with Xfinity On Demand.
Huh.
Quickly find the season's hottest shows with a hand-picked collection all in one place. Only from Xfinity.
Located in a discreet and tranquil Palm Beach County, Florida setting, the Rehab Center for Women provides expert and compassionate care for women who are suffering from substance abuse, trauma, and mental illness. We offer custom treatment plans, including medical detox and specialized rehab to give women the strength and focus they need to begin living the lives they deserve. You don't have to suffer anymore. Call 888-302-5579 or visit helpforwomen.com to start healing today.
Something. What would I do without you? Every day. Zulily.com. Something special every day.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this.
Listen to that. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
53 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Looking ahead toward next week's programs, we're going to talk with the Secretary of the Interior about a new plan to help conservation in America and put returning veterans to work. Plus, we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Superstorm Sandy. We're going to take a look back at that storm, the lessons learned and implemented since then. And speaking of tropical weather, our Carl Parker standing by in the lab. And Carl, after a pretty active week, I think we could all take a breather. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we're still going to watch that little feature down in the Western Caribbean, but we're not expecting much out of that. And we want to take a look at the season so far and see where we stand relative to average in last year. And there have been 7 storms. 6 of them have been hurricanes. 2 of them were major hurricanes. Now, last year, we had very few hurricanes, only 2, no majors, but many more storms, almost double the number of storms. The average, 11 storms, 6 hurricanes, and 2 majors. Now, when we look at ACE, or accumulated cyclone energy, that's adding up all the wind energy produced by these storms, the duration, the intensity. The average figure is 104. This year we're at 64, about 60% of the average. And last year it was 31, so a couple of really quiet years. And then here's a look at several decades worth of ACE, and you can see where it really peaked in 2004, 2005, 2011, and 12 with Irene and Sandy. Really quiet again last couple of years, and there have not been that many seasons where it's been so quiet and so far below the average. So what's happening right now? Well, we're watching what's left of Anna. That is likely going to scoot over into the northwest, bring some rain and wind there on Tuesday, late Monday and Tuesday. And we've still got our areas on that area in the Caribbean now being given a 10% chance of developing within the next 5 days. Back to you.
Well, you know, it's been a heck of a week here all around the country, and we've brought it to you on Wake Up with Al.
From storms to a mission to Mars, we covered it all.
Let's do this. Here we go.
Everything you need to know. Everyone's busy at this hour. We got kids screaming. We got spouses screaming. Let's get right to it.
Wow, doesn't it sound like they want to be in that house? We're talking about a possible rainy nor'easter developing along the coast.
So the question is, what exactly is a nor'easter?
We know exactly what it is.
In a nor'easter, it's a little more ambiguous.
And that ambiguity with the name is what causes some behind-the-scenes fights.
This ain't no nor'easter.
It is a nor'easter.
It's going to be a pretty crappy week. Let's just say, call a spade a spade.
Might not have used that word, but that's okay. That's
stinky?
Maybe a little something like that.
Okay. Maybe you have a date set up for later in the week that you really want to get out of. You can use this system as your excuse.
I complain about my dating life, but at least I'm not stuck in a chimney now, am I?
Awkward.
All right.
This bubble habitat cut off from the rest of the world is about as close as anyone can come to living on Mars.
And really, they just have to go in my head if they want to know what it's like living on Mars every day. Thanks for being with us as you start off your work week. Up next is Vivian Brown and Jen Delgado.
You pulled that out. You really did.
Just squeeze it out, barely.
Wow, did we just see Al do a little moonwalking? All right, I see you, Al. All right, well, now that we've taken a look at the weekend review, let's take a look at the weekend. And here we are for Saturday into the Northwest. This is where things are going to be a bit unsettled for today, from Seattle to Medford, all the way down to even San Francisco. Now, the key here is, looks like most of the rain there in San Fran will be early. Of course, we're going to be dealing with Game 4 of the World Series. Hopefully, we can get all that rain out of here before the game starts. Could be a bit breezy, though. We'll have to watch out for that there at AT&T Park. All right, by Sunday, Still dealing with more rain here coming into Seattle for the afternoon. We'll also see a little bit of wintry weather impacting some of the interior areas of the west. The northeast, though, we finally now getting rid of our nor'easter, so it looks really nice for your Saturday. Mid-60s in Boston, down towards the New York City area. The only real threat for showers going to be here in the eastern sections of the Great Lakes, and all that activity should be very, very light. Heading into Sunday, some morning showers around Syracuse, but the afternoon should be dry. Down around D.C., actually warming up into the upper 60s, and full sunshine anticipated there. How about in the Midwest? All is quiet and fair for the Saturday, warming up near 70 here for in and around Chicagoland, and then by Sunday that'll drop down a couple of degrees. But look at Des Moines, 77 degrees expected there for your day, and again full sun. The southeast will start off on Saturday all sunny, and look at this, 80s for temperatures for you from Memphis to New Orleans. Al, Steph, back to you.
Thanks for joining us this week on Wake Up with Al. We appreciate you spending your mornings with us.
Viv Brown and our boy Reynolds Wolf are coming up next.
We're going to see you back here Monday at 5:30, we hope. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, cloudy with a few showers. High 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, showers early. Low 70. Chance of rain 30%. Saturday, partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tornadoes? No, they're not common in the Pacific Northwest, but one just happened. We're taking this storm to the lab to find out more about it.
And up in the sky, take a look at this. Can you believe it? It's a solar eclipse. Yeah, the moon may have already passed the sun, that's true, but the Earth could see more effects from this extraterrestrial marvel.
Meanwhile, the Weather Channel has a new look at a hurricane that slammed western Mexico just last month. You'll get a closer look at this video in the next hour right here on Weather Center Live.
You know, Viv, you touched on this just a few seconds ago. It's not something you expect to see in Washington State. A tornado confirmed, and there is damage. Thanks for watching. I'm Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm Vivian Brown. It's Friday, October 24th. Thanks so much for joining us. And that tornado now formed in Portland, in the Portland area. Let's take a look at some video. And you can see the little funnel cloud. It looks like it's trying to stick down there, but very ominous looking in the area. These dark gray clouds. When you see a cloud shaping and looking like this, then you want to take cover. Of course, if you see a little funnel pushing down, then you definitely want to go to an interior room on the lowest floor of your home. This is a look at some of the damage now that was posted from the YouTube, and you can see we did have reports of debris flying all over the place. Again, all a result of the very ominous looking clouds that you just saw. Now, here is a look at some of the damage on YouTube. And again, we even had reports of some tractor trailers kind of pushed over on the side. Again, debris was flying all over the place. And this was in the Portland, Oregon area. Now, the good news, or the best news of all, is that no one was hurt by the tornado, but Longview is a bit of a mess today, as you could only guess. Mark Brenner with affiliate KGW shows us some of the damage on the ground.
Some near misses and some not so near. Take a look behind me. Kessler Elementary, 300 kids from kindergarten through 5th grade go there. And the kids were just at the end of recess when the twister came through. It started to rain heavily. There were a couple of kids, I'm told, still out on the playground. So the teachers got them inside because of the rain. And then it came through. Fortunately, the building not damaged there. But we can't say that about everybody. This is Andy Bernard. Hey, Andy. Still waiting on the insurance guys. He tells me they're on the way. Hang in there, buddy. But take a look at what happened at his house. Can you see his window window. He had his trampoline sucked in through there. It's pretty remarkable. I've been covering storms for about 30 years. I haven't heard a story like that. I told Andy that. It's amazing that he wasn't hurt, and we're very thankful for that.
Oh, my goodness. We're here with Dr. Greg Bristow. And Greg, how unusual is it to see something like this happen in the Pacific Northwest?
It's not that unusual. I mean, they don't get tornadoes a lot, obviously, like the Great Plains. But, you know, this wasn't a very strong one. It was an EF0, EF1 category system. But the real trick here is you got to know what you're looking at, because you can see the funnel right in there kind of swirling around like that. You don't know if that's actually a tornado in progress. In order for it to be a tornado, it's got to be sort of spinning on the ground and kicking up something on the ground. The circulation has to go all the way to the surface of the earth.
Got to have contact.
Got to have contact. Right here, we probably did have contact, but it's not showing up. And that's the trick, right? Kind of like in the Halloween theme of things. You can actually have this thing spinning around here, and at first glance, you might think that's not a tornado, it's just a funnel. But it may actually be circulating on the ground.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. A little bit of damage with this that we saw a little bit of that. And then this video actually shows what you're referring to.
Right.
It does have contact. There's a bit of debris spinning out.
That's right. There's the contact on the ground. And the funnel, actually, the cloud part of it, hasn't made it all the way to the ground. And the reason why that happened is because tornadoes are little areas of low pressure. And the pressure hasn't come down enough near the ground to cool the atmosphere and condense out the water vapor. So you're not seeing the cloud, so to speak, on the ground. You're seeing it up here, but not down there. But the circulation is there. That's why it's a tornado. It doesn't matter about the cloud, it's the circulation.
Do you think people had adequate warning about this? I mean, obviously it didn't cause a great deal of damage, but was there a severe thunderstorm warning? Was there a tornado warning before this?
Yeah, there was not. But this is the problem with these things, is that they can show up with little warning or no warning and do significant damage. I mean, obviously this wasn't strong enough to rip off a roof, so to speak, or knock down a house, but there was enough there, and look at that.
Wow,
there you go.
That's pretty impressive.
Right, so we're seeing debris on the ground. That's the sure sign right there that you got a tornado. And that was actually the first time I went chasing. That's kind of what I saw. I didn't see the whole funnel all the way to the ground. I saw it up in the air, and I saw the dust in the ground. I said, aha, that's a tornado.
Dr. Greg Bristow, always making the complex understandable. Thanks so much, my man. And let's send it back to Vivian. Vivian, take it away.
All right, thanks very much. And Dr. Postel had the clue there. He said, you got to know what you're looking at. I mean, when you see debris swirling around on the ground, whether you see that condensation funnel or not, it is still a tornado. So here's what we're talking about. Near the border of Washington and Oregon, right near the Longview, Washington area is where we had that tornado. And again, quite a bit of damage was reported, but at least there were no fatalities and no major injuries reported either. Here's a look at the current radar. It is all quiet in Longview and over most of Washington State and Oregon, but this won't be the case for long, because as you can see, south of the Portland area, we have this moisture coming in around Medford right now, but this overall feed of moisture will continue in the Pacific Northwest. So yet another couple of days of the onshore flow with this moisture coming in from the Pacific. Notice how the jet stream takes a little dive here, and that'll just be steering all of the systems right into the Pacific Northwest as we head into the weekend. I know this is not the best of timing, because it seems like we've had enough days of rain that by the weekend it should dry out, right? But unfortunately that won't be the case, because the upper air pattern is still conducive for all of that moisture coming into the region. So through the weekend, we're talking about periods of rain, locally heavy at times. Here is a look at the forecast today. Even some of that rain pushing back into the Portland area and maybe even around Seattle. And look at tomorrow, starting off the weekend, maybe even as far south as San Francisco, looking at some rain. And then we'll begin to maybe add in a little snow in the high elevations of Montana and Idaho as we wrap up the weekend. But up to 1 inch of rain perhaps possible, but some of the localized areas right along the coast, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches are possible in the area. So here is the specific forecast for Portland, Oregon, and there you have it, ending the week on a wet note, going through the weekend on a wet note, and even beginning next week on another soggy note, with temperatures remaining pretty consistent in the mid to upper 50s. Back to you, Reynolds.
Okay, thanks so much, Viv. Well, we're going to be switching gears a bit coming up. We're going to talk about the solar eclipse we had yesterday. You'll have to wait a few years if you missed it yesterday for your next big chance to view it. Got that story for you coming up in a few moments. Sit tight.
Since 1902, Carrier has been inventing new ways to make people comfortable. And today, comfort can also mean efficiency. Because being more efficient with your home heating can mean spending less on it. And that's something everyone can get comfortable with. If you're ready for Carrier comfort, now you can get cool cash rebates of up to $1,450 on a new system. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
I have visions I can't control. Are we gonna help each other out or not?
Everyone who puts their trust in me dies.
Constantine premieres tonight at 10/9 Central after the premiere of Grimm on NBC.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, overcast, high 79. Winds northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, showers early, low 71. Chance of rain, 40%. Saturday, mainly clear, high 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather like never before.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
It has been said that beauty is found within. That what's on the inside is what really counts. Agreed. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. The most awarded SUV ever. During the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech Floor Liners, proudly made in America.
I just got charged for my credit score. Again.
You should check out Credit Karma. They're like free.
How?
Ads.
Credit Karma?
Yeah.
Credit Karma, really free credit score.
Well, despite all the rain synonymous with the Pacific Northwest, it's rare to see a tornado in Washington or Oregon. But that's what you're looking at, a tornado. Check it out.
Wow, it's hard to believe.
That tornado tore right through the middle of Main Street in Longview. And as you can imagine, not something that town is used to seeing.
Yeah, you're right about that. And it's probably not what reporters there are used to covering. We've got KGW's Nina Melhoff. She's with us. And Nina, again, straight up, have you ever dealt with anything like this before?
No, you guys know we are not used to this kind of weather here in the Northwest. This thing came out of nowhere. We've had a few days of pretty heavy rain, but nothing like this. Take a look. This is Carl's Towing in downtown Longview, Washington. We're just outside of Portland. This entire cinder block wall came crumbling down yesterday afternoon, just smashing one of their tow trucks here in the back of their business. There were a few employees inside who rushed to get out of the way as they saw this tornado coming towards
towards them. At first, it just started as a funnel cloud, but it turned into an EF1 tornado. 110-mile-per-hour winds coming into town just about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It covered almost 1.5 miles here in town, and folks got out their cell phone cameras to start taking video of that funnel cloud. All the debris was swirling around in the air. About 8 buildings are damaged. Homes are damaged. Nobody was hurt. That is the good news. But the National Weather Service is here on the ground surveying all this damage. The last time we had one of these here in Washington, it was in Vancouver, 1972. Back to you.
And as you mentioned, Nina, the best news of all is that no one was hurt and certainly no fatalities. Where exactly were you when the tornado struck, Nina?
About an hour south down in Portland, but we got up here really quickly. We got our helicopter in the air just to get all of the damage. I mean, down this whole main street in downtown Longview, there's trees sheared off right at the base. Guys, one of those huge trampolines in his front yard flew up, hit his house. There's about an elementary school just a couple blocks from here. 300 kids inside. The tornado went right past their front door. Everything was okay there, but understandably, parents pretty scared and worried.
Okay, Nina, thanks so much for your hard work. Again, truly an anomaly. You don't see those every day in the Pacific Northwest. All right, to find out what you can expect for your weekend ahead, let's send it back over to Vivian.
All right, the weekend ahead looks pretty good for most areas. We talk about the Pacific Northwest again, on and off rain showers. That's what we've seen so far. And that will be the case tomorrow as we start the weekend. But look at the rest of the nation. 90% of the nation looking much better, right? From the southwest to the Intermountain West, the plains here, much of the Mississippi Valley. Look at you, Atlanta. The perfect temperature, in my opinion. 76 degrees, your forecast high tomorrow. A little bit of light rain left over from the nor'easter, but for the most part, it's out of here, and improving conditions for the New England coast here. This whole weekend looking good in the New York City area, Boston down to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Baltimore. A little warmer on Sunday for you, Atlanta, in the low 80s. Chicago, very fall-like, 64 degrees, 65 in Minneapolis on Sunday. But notice how the beautiful weather extends all the way back to the Mile High City. Another perfect temperature, Denver, 76. But the wettest spot here in the Pacific Northwest. Sorry, Seattle. Back to you, Reynolds.
All right, thanks so much, Viv. Well, folks, your eyes may have been peeled to the skies as the solar eclipse captivated the country, but what we saw, what we dealt with, may not be over. Stories coming up.
Will new Twizzlers Mixed Berry Bites ever end their rivalry with new Jolly Rancher-filled Gummy Bites? Not today. Bites, little greatness.
These lights alert you to potential trouble. So do these. See farther, wider, better. Upgrade to Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Are you embarrassed by your constant losing battle with calloused feet? You've tried filing and scraping, and your feet still are not smooth. Introducing the amazing Personal Petty. Just one press, and Personal Petty does all the rest. You just roll the callus away with the rotating micro mineral that quickly removes hard, ugly calluses, leaving your feet callus-free. Then finish with the buffing roller. Buff, smooth, and massage your feet. It looks and feels so good. Look, you went from this to this, and it felt like a foot massage. And to clean, remove the roller and rinse underwater. The secret is the 1800 RPM rotation of the mineral roller that loosens and lifts the hard, ugly calluses. The smoothing roller leaves a polished, perfect look and feel.
When I first used the Personal Petty, I knew it was the real deal. It saves time, it does a great job, and my feet feel so good, and I'm not afraid to wear my sexy heels again.
This revolutionary foot care system is waterproof, so you can use right in the shower.
I just don't have time to battle with my calluses all day. Now that I can do it in the shower, it's part of my daily routine.
Just look at the difference.
I cannot remember the last time my heels were soft. Now, with my Personal Petty, they look and feel amazing.
With the Personal Petty, you can even remove those stubborn hand calluses. Look, gone right before your eyes. Order your Personal Petty with removal roller plus smooth and polish roller, all for only $19.95. But hold on, replacement rollers can be expensive. Order today and receive your free lifetime replacement certificate kit for both rollers. You heard right. You'll get the personal pedi kit with 2 rollers, plus the lifetime replacement certificate, and our 90-day satisfaction callus-free guarantee, all for only $19.95. This offer is not available in stores. Order now.
To get your personal pedi, call 1-800-917-2614. This offer is not available in stores, so call 1-800-917-2614. That's 1-800-917-2614 and order your personal pedi today.
Hey, big bog panorama corn salad, baby.
Warm snap, Jibby, roll on Jibby Doodle Flash.
Now's the time to get in the loop. Just look for our fall TV picks with Xfinity.
Honey, he's here.
Coming. Not too late. Okay. Love you guys.
Finally, someone who's good enough for her.
Families everywhere are feeling the love for their natural gas appliances. Find out why at naturalgaslove.com.
A routine is a dangerous thing. It lulls you into a false sense of living. And there's not enough caffeine in the world to slap you out of that REM cycle. Fortunately, they make very effective alarm clocks. Wake up. Test drive one.
Current Cadillac owners and lessees can lease this 2014 CTS for around $409 a month. Visit your South Florida Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer.
See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
See the weather like never before.
Look at